Welcome to my channel on Tech Chronicle with Swastik. Today I am going to tell about database management system, that is DBMS full course on my channel. So before I will going to start, all of you like, share and subscribe to my channel so that you will get the latest update regarding the course and some other information regarding computer science for upcoming courses. Today in this lecture 10, where I will going to tell you about the constraints and its types of the DBMS course. Now coming to the today's agenda, in this today's class you are going to know about the constraints and its types. Now coming to the first one, that is what are constraints. Relational constraints are the restriction imposed on the database contents and operations. They ensure the correctness of data in the database. Now coming to the types of constraint, there are four types of constraints, that are domain constraints, entity integrity constraints, referential constraints, and the last one is key constraints. Now coming to the first constraints, that is domain constraints. Domain constraints defines the domain or set of values for an attribute. It specifies that the value taken by the attribute must be the atomic value. Now coming to the types of domain constraints. Coming to the first one, that is not null domain constraints. The entity data table may contain some fields which don't have any value. We can say it contains some missing values. These unassigned or missing values are called as null values. Example, create table T name, field 1 type, field 2 type, constraint C name not null, field 3 type, alter table T name, modify field 1 not null. Now coming to the second one, that is check constraints. These constraints work as a filter that limits the data in some range. It ensures that the data is entered into the table only after satisfying some conditions. Whenever a set of values is inserted into the record, it is verified under the condition written in the check clause. Coming to the example, create table T name, field 1 type, field 2 type, constraint C name, check field 2 is greater than 18, field 3 type, alter table T name, add constraint C name, check field 2 greater than 18. Now coming to the second one, that is entity integrity constraint. Entity integrity constraint states that primary key value can't be null. This is because the primary key value is used to identify individual rows in the relation, and if the primary key has null value, then we can't identify these rows. Now coming to the constraints of entity integrity constraints, that are first one is unique constraint. A unique constraint is the rule that the values of a key are valid only if they are unique. A key that is constrained to have unique values is called a unique key. Example, create table T name, field 1 type, field 2 type, field 3 type constraint C name unique, field 2. Alter table T name, add constraint C name unique, field 2. Now coming to the second one, that is primary key constraints. The primary key constraint specifies that the constraint columns values must uniquely identify each row. A table can only have one primary key, but it can have multiple unique constraints. Example, create table T name, field 1 type constraints, C name, primary key, field 2 type, field 3 type. Now coming to the third one, that is referential constraints. A referential integrity constraint is also known as foreign key constraint. A foreign key is a key whose values are derived from the primary key of another table. Now coming to the first one, that is foreign key constraint. Create table T name, field 1 type, constraint C name, references table 1, T field 2, field to type, field 3 type. Alter table T name, add constant C name, foreign key, field 1, references, table 1, field 2. Now coming to the last one, that is key constraints. Keys are the entity that is used to identify an entity within its entity set uniquely. An entity set can have multiple keys, but out of which one key will be primary key. A primary key can contain a unique and null value in the referential table. Keys constraints are regulation that a DBMS uses to ensure data accuracy and consistency in a database. They define how the values in the table one or more column are related to the values in other tables, making sure that the data remains correct. Thank you. That's all for this lecture. See you in the next lecture.